So duplex, triplex, fourplex. Do you have any clients purchasing multifamily right now?
Actually, I have a lot more activity in the multifamily arena than I've had in years past.
Yeah.
The problem that I'm running into is that there's not a lot of inventory right now.
Yeah, inventory is low. This is my 16th year in real estate. My first 14 were spent in single family, more so in the investment space. But I'm trying to encourage young investors to, no Reno pun intended, but get some bets on the table now, early in their life. I mean, when you look back at family members or friends that purchased properties in the 80s and 90s, it seems like pennies on the dollar compared to what the properties are worth today. So if you can get in now with, like I just said, duplex, triplex, fourplex, the scalability, you're learning how to collect rents, you're learning how to manage the property, whether you're doing it with property manager involved or not.
Yep.
You're learning about equity, returns, things like that. So.
Yeah, I would say from a loan standpoint, these kind of properties present the greatest opportunity for somebody who wants to get into the multifamily arena, wherein we allow borrower to occupy one of the units and rent out the other 1, 2, or 3 units, while we consider this to still be owner occupied or primary residence. Why that's huge is the rate is a lot better and the capital investment up front can be a lot lower than if you were to buy all 2, 3, or 4 units as a non-owner occupied or an investment property out the gate.
Yeah.
So overall, it presents a great opportunity for someone who might be younger, who doesn't have a huge capital resource at their discretion to go ahead and start getting into multifamily.
That's a great point from the lending perspective too, but also when you look at having those tenants essentially pay your monthly net and pay the mortgage for you while you gain equity, while you cash flow the property, and also have a place to live.
Yeah, it's great because not only do we get to count those rents towards your qualifying debt to income ratio, we also get to count that rent over the lifetime of the loan, like you said. So not only are you getting probably your one of the 2, 3, or 4 units covered, you're probably getting all of them covered while you're building up equity. You're getting amortization, equity or appreciation. You're also getting all the tax benefits that come with this kind of property as well.
Yeah. We also hear a lot of, you mentioned low inventory, but we also hear a lot of people saying, I don't want to buy them now, the market's up. Well, from a rental perspective, rental rates are also up right now. So it's kind of always the same net market. When there's a downturn, you can scoop up properties for dirt cheap, but also rents are extremely low.
Yep.
So your return and your cash on cash is generally about the same. We've seen some higher cap rates in previous years, but
Yeah, it's catch-22. A lot of people ask, is it a great time to be buying these kind of properties right now? And you hit the nail on the head. Yes, they're going to cost you more than they typically would have a few years ago, but rents are going to be high to offset that.
Yeah.
And if we go into the next downturn, which is to be expected in any healthy economy, then you might be able to pick the property up for less money, but it's going to get less rent. So to answer that kind of question on a daily basis, when is the right time to buy these kind of properties? The time is now.
Another thing we're seeing in a market like this is people pulling cash out, refinances out of their single-family homes, and the same is also available in multifamily as well, right? So if you have a duplex that you purchase or a triplex, fourplex that's now doubled or tripled in value, you can take that cash out, and what can be done with that?
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm sure you're running into people all day long that have these properties that they've been sitting on for years and they don't really want to get rid of them because the cost to replace them is high right now. So the smart thing for those people to do would probably be to look at a cash out refi wherein they still own the property, they can pull out as much equity as the loan will allow for them to do so, and then they'll be sitting with all this cash. So then if they find another property, they can go ahead and jump on it quickly, or if there happens to be another downturn in the future, then they'll be flush with cash so they can go ahead and level up and maybe get a second or third multifamily unit.
Yeah, turn one property into multiple.
Yep.
Absolutely. So the property that was purchased years ago has a ton of equity right now. Mike can help you pull out financing to go purchase the next available opportunity. I can help you find the next off-market property and generate some positive cash flow.
Together we'll sit down, crunch all the numbers, see if it makes sense for you to keep your property, or if it makes sense to offload the property, or if it makes sense to maybe pull some equity out of the property so that Gerrit can go ahead and help you get that second or third or fourth multifamily property.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Gerrit.